The refugee camps, it's idealized, a lost dream of a homeland.
Village life was great. We worked the land and sold the crops in Ramla, Lid, Hebron and Jaffa. We had olives, watermelons, cantaloupes, wheat and sesame. All these things. The people were happy and content.
Britain controlled Palestine between 1917 and 1948. In November 1917, as British troops were fighting their way up to Jerusalem, seizing Palestine from the Turks, the Foreign Secretary in London wrote a letter that became known as the Balfour Declaration. The Balfour Declaration said the British would view with favour the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people and use their best endeavours to make it happen. And it also said it was clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. Now, there's a whole series of incompatible promises in that, and the British never found a way to keep them. As a result, they were regarded as betrayers by both sides. For the Zionists, it was a big step forward. But, said the writer Arthur Koestler, it was an impossible idea. One nation promising another the land of a third. It did a great deal to create the conflict that continues today. Small communities of religious Jews had remained in Palestine since Roman times. The new Jewish immigrants were different. Many were socialists and atheists who wanted to escape persecution and to create a new society.
A dream to change the Jewish nature from a nation of merchants and bankers to a nation of farmers and fighters.
In 1929, there was a serious clash here at the Western Wall, the holiest place in the world for Jewish prayer. More than 100,000 Jews had arrived in Palestine in the 1920s, and some had good relations with their Arab neighbors. But as immigration continued and as Arab land was sold for Jewish settlement, then tensions rose. The trouble here spread across Palestine. Religious Jews were massacred in Hebron. Hundreds died on both sides, and after that, nobody could have any illusions. The two communities were on a collision course. Events in Europe brought the collision closer. After 1933, Hitler turned the power of the German state against the Jews.
I came after a year under Hitler in Vienna, which was a very, very bad year for me as a child. And I asked my parents to go away as fast as possible and told them I don't want to remain in the hell.
Jewish refugees regained a future. Palestinians felt theirs disappearing.
They were getting angry because they saw that their country was becoming really threatened. The Jewish immigration was threatening to overwhelm them in their country.
At the Independence Mosque in Haifa, Palestinians were ready to fight. One of the most popular preachers here was a man called Izz-ad-Din al-Qassam. He became a guerrilla chief, leading attacks on the British and on the Jews. The British killed him in a gunfight near Jenin in 1935. His death was one of the sparks for a full-scale Arab revolt. It took the British 3 years to put it down.
This is Qassam's grave. Thousands came to his funeral. These days, the armed wing of Hamas responsible for many suicide attacks is named after him, and so the rockets that Palestinians fire out of Gaza. The British crushed the uprising so ruthlessly that Arab society in Palestine fractured.
It exhausted the stamina of the Palestinian people. 3 years of deprivation, of imprisonment, of exile of the entire Palestinian leadership, with the result that when the real issue of our existence came, Palestine had no leadership whatsoever.
Attacks on Jews also increased their determination to fight.
I saw suddenly Jews running out of Jaffa to Tel Aviv. And I heard later on that the Arabs attacked the Jews in Jaffa, killing and murdering about 9 and more than 50 injured. And they became refugees. I couldn't understand it, because I couldn't understand Jews, refugees in their own homeland.
The biggest Jewish militia was called the Haganah, Hebrew for the defense. From the 1930s, it was expanded into an underground army. It was directed from this building in Jerusalem, the headquarters of the Jewish Agency. Its leader and later Israel's first prime minister was David Ben-Gurion. The Haganah was one of a number of building blocks of a state which the Jewish Agency established